Hey everybody, it's Darren from the Geek Cave podcast. How you doing? Happy New Year to you, depending on when you're watching this. I'm recording it just before the beginning of 2023. And we are going to take a look at Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. It's the remake of the PSP classic that somehow never got a digital release when it came out on the PSP. It was physical only, which means that if you wanted to play it legitimately, you were going to have to pay a lot of money until, well, today. Last week, I should say. Mid-December is when this game came out. And I love it. So I am most of the way through the campaign. I've beaten the game before. I had the PSP original. And today, in order to try to avoid spoilers, I'm mostly going to stick to some side questy stuff, if that makes sense. So, it's not really open world as much as there are hubs for you to kind of explore. Just make sure that my broadcast is still running. And just an FYI, we are going to have a full review of this game coming up real soon in the next edition of Geek Cave Podcast Gaming, which should be on January 4th, as long as all goes according to plan. I'm just doing a couple of checks back here, behind the scenes stuff, and yep, we are up and running, so that's good. I was going to do this one on camera, but frankly, I'm just not feeling great today. And let's be honest, you don't come here for the camera stuff. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of how pretty they've made things. They're using what looks like the Final Fantasy VII Remake engine. There's Zach, there's your boy. And I'm going to try to avoid, like I said, spoilery stuff. Although I do say, if you're a Final Fantasy VII fan, you should play Crisis Core. But if you've played Remake, then you know that what happens in Crisis Core is not going to jive with the end of Remake. That's all I'm going to say. But in the meantime, let's do side quests. Side quests you can access at any time from a save point. And I've done quite a few of them. Their difficulty is based on star ratings, So once you get into 4 stars, things start to be a little bit difficult. Now, I've got Zach buffed up pretty well. But I'm going to start with some of the earlier, easier ones. Because I'm in Chapter 7 right now, which is kind of late in the game. I think there are 10 chapters in this version. I believe there was only, I don't remember how many in the PSP version. But I'm getting points. I'm getting close to the point of no return. Oh, also, if you want to shop, you can just do that right from the menu, which is cool. You can also fuse materia. Materia are these stones you use to create magic spells, that kind of thing. You can fuse materia to try to make a new spell. Let's go ahead and just show you how that works. So it's best if you use something that is, fully buffed up, like Blizzara Blade. I've maxed that out. Combine it with Mud, you get Gil Toss. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But depending on what you combine it with, you can get some interesting spells out of it. Let's see, Thundara Blade, more Blizzara. I was hoping to Hell Thundaga. Ooh, that sounds nasty. Dark Blizzaga, I've already got. Blizzaga, I don't want to get rid of Jump. I've got another Jump, though. And you're like, but that's way too many options. And I understand. Oh, yeah, Fire and Blizzard makes Thunder. Sure. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I haven't been using these attacks. You can also add items in some cases to kind of add special properties to the fusion. That doesn't look like it did anything, so. Yeah. And, yeah, you only have 6 materia slots, but you also have multiple loadouts. So you can swap your loadouts depending on how you're feeling. I think I'm gonna... I like having Mug. I'm gonna swap this out for my new Thundaga blade. I've got higher attack on this one, but this one's got more of a magic-based build, and it has higher HP. So it's all just, I guess, what I'm looking for in the moment. I'm gonna go with this one. This loadout. Alright. Let's start banging out some of these side quests. And you can either earn side quests or missions through completing other missions, or just through conversations. Just wander around. You can see a fair bit of Midgar, Sector 8, Sector 5, the slums. And through that, by talking to people, you unlock missions. So let's go ahead and just fire this one up. This is a revisit to a boss fight with Bahamut. Or Bahamut, or however you pronounce it. And much like Remake and the original PSP version, combat is predominantly done real time. You'll notice the slot machine thing up there. Now I gotta concentrate, yeah. Once an enemy starts charging up their ability power, it's for like a special attack. You can interrupt that. But the slot machine thing, at random times, it will allow you to pull out, you know, kind of random limit breaks, such as, my wife loves this.
Conflict resolved.
Alright, some of these fights are going to be pretty easy because I am ridiculously strong at this point. But yeah, the way that it's called the DMW, which... save. I don't remember what DMW stands for. There it is. Right, so these are all kind of conditional things that show up in the little slot machine thing in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. And, you know, they have a chance to land on 3 in a row, and when that does, you get yourself some nice little bonuses, like limit breaks, you know? Really powerful attacks. Octoslash, Rush Assault, you know. Aerith's Healing Wave, which is handy. But the downside is, it's really hard to kind of force these to happen. I know that there's some guides out there to make certain situational ones happen more often than not, but I have not really come across a reliable way. Alright, so the main crux of the story is this takes place a few years before the events of 7, and a couple of Zack's colleagues, Genesis and Angeal, have started acting out, started acting a bit weird. And Genesis straight up goes traitor of Shinra, which, if you know anything about Shinra from Final Fantasy VII, you know that that doesn't necessarily make him a bad guy.
Conflict resolved.
Later.
Man,
Oh, yeah.
I'm way too strong for these missions. And that's all I'll give you. I don't want to spoil it, because frankly, I think it is something you really should check out. You really should play. Both Crisis Core and 7. And if you don't like turn-based combat, then yeah, Remake is wonderful. But yeah, with it being real-time combat, that means the enemies can avoid your attacks, including magic. I just haven't done a whole lot of these missions because I haven't really needed to, and I've wanted to keep moving forward. Did I really not do this one? Okay. And sometimes there'll be treasure chests in these little mini mission maps for you to find, and let's see. Well, should be easy to spot it before I have to fight that guy. There it is. They're not necessary for completing your little side missions, but
Activating combat mode.
it's nice. It's nice to have.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Zach is way too strong for these early ones. Alright, let's see where we are. Yeah, those 4 stars, that's when they start getting to be difficult. Although, I don't know, Zach is pretty tough by now. I might be okay. Oh yeah, and you will occasionally come across other characters from Final Fantasy VII, such as Aerith, obviously, Cloud, and Yuffie. This series here, from a hot treasure hunter, which is weird because Yuffie is like 12. So I don't like that. But these help you unlock a bunch of summons, like the Chocobo and Kate Sith, who's terrible. So this looks like it could be a little bit more difficult, but I'll get the noodle, so let's go for it. I hope everyone has good plans for 2023. I don't know what my plans are for 2023. One of my biggest plans for 2022 was to increase the amount of time we streamed. And that didn't necessarily work out because of one thing or another, you know? We were going to have a set schedule for streaming, and then it just didn't pan out. I'm going to switch to my more attack-focused. There we go. And, you know, sometimes the best laid plans just kind of fall by the wayside, but I really wanted to do more streaming. And we found ourselves with a few technological hurdles, and then I got frustrated, and yeah, you know how it is.
Activating combat mode.
Bring it on.
Yeah, these guys aren't messing around. Will you stop running away when I try to attack you?
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah.
There. You might have noticed a little feather above Zach's head during combat. Yeah, Phoenix Downs are something you take preemptively now. At least in this game. Phoenix Down, for those of you unfamiliar with the franchise, revives you if you get knocked out.
Activating combat
Well,
mode.
in this version, you gotta take it early. You gotta take it... Oh, man. There we go.
Conflict
I didn't have any thunder magic, so I was worried. But in this game, you gotta use the Phoenix Down before you die. That way, it makes more sense in application, I think. If you're unconscious, you're not gonna know to use it. Alright. Let's get this over with.
Activating combat mode.
You can also block, but what is the fun in that?
Conflict
Oh
resolved.
yeah! Alright. Looks like that's the last of the monsters. Now, where's that treasure? Ah! Found it! Whoa! Not again! Ah, little brat!
Dude, just follow her. Alright, so her email says the next one could be pretty tough. Let's save first.
Activating combat mode.
Alright.
Conflict resolved.
Oh
And
yeah!
depending on how well you do in combat, you'll get bonuses or buffs. You know, your health might be refilled, that kind of thing. Okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna double back, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yep, I did. Sometimes they'll put a treasure chest right at the start, but right behind you.
Here we go. This is gonna sting.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, these are taking quite a bit of chunk of health.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
Got him! Oh yeah!
I mean, the good news is you don't really have to worry too much about potions because, I mean, look at how much money I have in the bottom of the screen. I think I'm good. I can buy as many potions and ethers as I want.
Activating combat mode.
Okay.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah!
So yeah, this mission is... The enemies are a little bit tougher,
Out of the way!
a little bit chewier.
Conflict
Oh
resolved.
yeah!
Still not too much of a problem yet.
Activating combat mode.
Biggest problem is that the random encounters happen very frequently at times, especially when you're on these little side missions.
Resolved.
Oh yeah!
I know that my wife is probably tired of hearing activating combat mode.
Activating combat mode.
Uh-huh.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah!
I don't know where the fourth treasure chest is. I don't want to just walk in there yet. I don't really want to double back because I'm going to have like 4 or 5 more random encounters if I do. But I do want to find that last chest.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
The end.
Activating combat mode.
Bring it on.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Conflict resolved.
Just a whole lot of random encounters. So if I had one gripe about the game, other than its length, it feels like it's a little short. I mean, I haven't finished it yet, so I could be wrong. They could have added a whole lot more content that I was unfamiliar with. But it feels like it's going to be short, and... Man, I do not want to go all the way back. If you cross these red lines here, then you're abandoning your mission. No, you know what? Screw it. The 4th treasure chest probably isn't even worth anything.
Conflict resolved. Activating combat mode.
Bring it on.
Okay.
Bringing out the big guns.
I was waiting. I figured I'd finally unlock one of these.
I got it.
Conflict resolved.
There's been a fun debate on Twitter about who's the toughest Final Fantasy character.
Activating combat mode.
Out of the way.
And I think everyone kind of agrees that when it comes to Final Fantasy VII, Tifa's probably the strongest.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah.
But then you see Zack do stuff like this. You know, like the limit breaks that he has in this game, and you're like, I don't know, man. Zack would probably beat her.
Activating combat mode.
And I say that as someone who loves Tifa. Okay, here we go.
Taking you down a peg. How about this? That's enough. This'll do.
This guarded stance allows you to kind of drop some serious
This is gonna
weight
sting.
on your enemy as far as your attacks go.
Here we go. That's enough.
It's slower though.
Conflict resolved.
All right. Looks like that's the last of the monsters. Now. Found it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, that little brat. She thinks because I feel bad for making her cry, she can do whatever? Next time I see her, she's gonna pay.
Everyone in Shinra's gonna get it someday. Well, she's right about that. Alright, let's put this quest line to bed. A 5-star rating. Better save. Three treasure chests, allegedly, in this level. And real quick, I'm going to swap something out here. I was trying to level up gravity, but it doesn't. Apparently, it's just not very helpful.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
Got him! Oh yeah!
Alright. Was I going this way? That's 2.
Activating combat mode.
Barrier is crucial for some later parts in the game. It reduces physical damage you take by half. Doesn't do crap for magic damage though, as you can clearly see.
Later!
Conflict resolved.
And I recommend toying around with materia fusion until you figure out how to make the dark version of spells, like dark fire, dark blizzara, that kind of thing. Because then that adds,
Activating combat mode.
you know, poison and other status effects. And it can really make a battle a little bit more palatable
Later!
in those early levels. I don't necessarily like the leveling up process because it does seem to be completely random based on the slot machine thing.
Conflict resolved.
I know it's not called the slot machine, it's called the DMW, but freaking look at it. It's a slot machine.
Activating combat mode.
Alright, this guy's gonna be a problem. Okay. Yeah, one shot. Alright. Come on. Give me songs. Yeah, I know, that's a memory of Genesis. That's fine. Give me songs airstrike. There we go.
Run for it!
Is this the end?
No, not if I can help it.
Okay, that didn't kill it.
Bye now. This is gonna sting. This'll do. Oh no, you don't.
Yeah, lower right-hand corner of the screen, you've got quick access to potions and other healing items. I think that's everything. I don't think I've forgotten anything. There we go.
Conflict resolved.
All right. Looks like that's
That's the last of the monsters. Now, where's that treasure? Yeah, the side quest can be a bit repetitive when it comes to dialogue.
Ah, found it.
This game was made for the PSP. Keep that in mind. It's not like they remade the entire thing. They literally just prettied it up. It's the same game as the PSP version, with better camera control and slightly better controls in general.
1. Through the embers of a war not won. 2. To restore her homeland's glory. 3. Up from the rubble and ash. The treasure princess is here at last.
Yes, at last.
Wutai's goats, ninja. Yuffie Kisaragi.
Hey, you, stop doing this. You could get hurt. I'm humoring you, but not everyone is as understanding.
Silence! For Wutai's glory, I'm taking all your treasure.
Please tell me I get to fight her.
Get ready!
Okay, fine. You steal treasure, but you should really work on your technique. You're still too green to take anything from me.
Says the guy who got pickpocketed in story by a small child.
Treasure quest. Failed.
You know, if you have to steal, develop better methods. Oh, great. I made her cry again.
Nah, it's fine.
Well then, I'll have to play along again.
No, you won't.
Oh. How did she get my mail address?
I heard there's a secret item somewhere in the fields. Alright, let's see what I opened up. Oh man, it's a 5-star. Yeah, sure. I better save first. I know I just did it, but you know how it is. The one time you don't is the one time you thought you saved and you didn't. 4 treasure chests. I hate the ones that have this big open area because those
Activating combat mode.
treasure chests could be anywhere.
Conflict resolved.
Got him! Oh yeah!
There's one. Draw distance is good. I can actually see where stuff is from far out.
Activating combat mode.
I kind of feel like Raph in the first Ninja Turtles game. Like, come on, how do you guys expect to beat me?
Bye now! Gonna love this! This'll do! Oh no you don't!
I'm still trying to figure out how to raise my Buster Sword proficiency. And yes, that is the Buster Sword that Cloud ends up with. Okay, that's 3. Which one did I miss? It's probably behind a rock or something. I'm not always a completionist, but you know, when there's just one left of something, you know what I mean? You gotta find it.
Combat mode.
Heads up! Gonna love this! How about this?
It's almost like Buster Sword proficiency is tied to how much damage you allow yourself to take while in the guard stance, which I'm not really a fan of that.
How about this? That's enough! Hi! Hi!
Conflict resolved.
Okay. Just do a sweep.
Activating combat mode.
There's a lot of bugs.
Conflict resolved.
And I, you know, just a random thought. I consider myself done with Kingdom Hearts. 3 was a
Activating
massive
combat mode.
disappointment for me. But if they were to rework the combat to work like with with this system.
Later.
As opposed to having to... Oh, summon. Hold on a second. As opposed to having to use the D-pad to select magic or something like that. If it was purely hotkeys. And I know you can set up certain hotkeys. If it was as snappy as Crisis Course Combat.
Oh yeah.
Resolved.
Then yeah, I would give it a shot. Oh, the treasure chest is behind that thing that I need to fight. Cool. Try to give it a wide berth.
Activating combat mode.
And I failed, so I won't get that last treasure chest because why? Why not? I'm a master mugger now.
All right. Now, found it.
Are we gonna do another Yuffie thing?
Wutai's woes weigh heavily.
Oh my gosh, this kid.
2. Endless trading weighs heavier. 3. All in the name of defeating Shinra. Wutai's glory is in my hands. Today, I finally defeat Shinra.
Yes, it's all very impressive. I knew that mail was from you. Oh, how do you know my mail address?
Want to know the truth?
Yes, I do.
Then why don't you check your mail?
What, now?
Yeah, just take your phone out of your pocket and...
And I'll steal the thing right behind you.
Hey, what gives?
Sorry, but no dice. You thought you could steal something from me while I was busy looking at my phone, didn't you? I'm not falling for that. So, how did you get it? My mail address? You will tell me this time.
Treasure quest
God.
failed.
Man, she really can't turn it on like a faucet. Hey, I never learned how she got my mail address.
And you never will, buddy. I'm not the same person as the sender of the last anonymous message. Okay. Yeah, I think that's enough. That's enough, Yuffie. Let's do one more. Because I do need to make progress in the story, and I don't want to spoil anything for you. So let's do a couple of Hojo's challenges here. Or I should say one more instead of a couple, but... I'm trying to avoid story content because I really do think you should play the game, especially if you're interested in the world of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah!
Conflict resolved.
Alright, where's...
Activating.
Oh, there are no treasure chests.
This'll do. This is gonna sting. How about this? That's enough.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah!
No treasure chests on screen, no little icon, so no treasure chests to find. Good.
Activating
I can just
combat
run
mode.
through here.
Conflict resolved. Activating combat mode.
Yeah. So there. Alright, and I think that'll just about do it for me. I am going to continue making progress in the game because, as I said, you will be getting a review of Crisis Core during the January 4th edition of the Geek Cave podcast. And by the way, we recently found ourselves on the front page of Amazon Music, so that was pretty cool. Please be sure to find our podcast on places like Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, good pods. And please, please, please share them and leave us a review. I promise, it does help if you leave us a rating or a review or whatever. It does help. It's something to do with the algorithm. So, we have a great lineup of podcasts set up for you in 2023, including next week, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. There will be comics, video games, and movies. We have the You Want Me to Watch What podcast every other week, so on the 2nd and 4th weeks of the month. And on the 3rd week of the month, it's something we call Week 3, what a surprise, where we talk about random stuff. The Watch What's are strictly movie review podcasts. So, that's pretty much all I've got for you today. I hope that you have a very happy and healthy new year, and we'll see you guys in 2023, and hopefully continue to grow the Geek Cave as best we can. So, don't forget to follow all of our stuff on our podcast services. You can follow us on Facebook. You can join the Discord server. You can find a whole lot of that stuff at our website, geekcavepodcast.com. I'll see you next year, and remember, everyone is a geek for something.